live with a very short dog this time. I got Elsa here as my co-host. Elsa. This dog is very talented at one specific thing, or at least that I know of. And that thing is balancing things on its head. Let's see if I can find Harlso. There he is. Let's see. Now, Harlso is in the UK. So, what's up?
Hey, I'll just adjust my camera a little bit so you can see us.
Yeah. What was your first name, by the way?
Hi, my name is Paul. And this is Harlso.
What's up? I'm Elias.
Nice to meet you, Elias.
And this is Elsa. Elsa.
Hi, Elsa.
I'm fostering Elsa. She's a husky.
She's new. She's new in your household, isn't she?
She is. And she's pretty awesome, very pretty, and likes playing this game of tug of war. So you guys are in the UK, right?
Yeah, we're based in Northern Ireland, so we're in Belfast here in Northern Ireland. Harlso is starting to get pretty tired tonight now. So while Elsa is going through her playtime period, Harlso's starting to wind down for the night.
Really? He's about to hit the hay, so to say.
Yeah, he was very lively earlier today, but he's had a bit of a walk, a full belly, and he's starting to chill out.
Really?
Yeah.
So you went for a walk. So tell me about Harlso. Like, how old is he? And then he has a shtick, right?
So
bouncing stuff.
Yeah, so Harlso is 6 years old. We got Harlso whenever he was about a 4-month-old pup. My partner Jennifer, I was actually on holiday at the time, and Jennifer went and fell in love with Harlso and brought him home. And whenever I came home from my holiday, I had been replaced by this guy. So, yeah.
The love was divided at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And he's definitely the favourite out of the two of us. Jennifer will openly admit that. But yeah, so whenever he was around 2 years old, and as far as we were aware, like, dachshunds are quite difficult to train.
She likes to be carried.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You have to show that.
I know, right?
Yeah, so whenever Harlso was around 2 years old, as far as we were aware, he couldn't do any tricks. And whenever he was 2 years old, we discovered that he had this secret talent for balancing things on his head. And ever since then, we've been like posting some photos on social media, and yeah, he's become quite popular.
So how did you discover? Is there a trick to it? Let's see. I'm gonna try and put something on Elsa's head.
You can do it, Elsa.
Oh. Yeah. So how did you discover that that Harlso had a special gift?
Yeah, I was playing fetch with him one day, and he can be quite difficult to tire out. And I'd seen something like earlier that day online, like another animal. I can't even remember what it was, but like they were balancing something on their head, and I thought, I wonder if Harlso can do this. So I set the toy on his head, just like you're doing now, and Harlso sat still with the toy on his head. I took a photo, and that's pretty much just how it started. Within a couple of weeks,
you just tried it out and it worked. What was the first thing that you put on his head?
It was a little toy chicken.
Really?
Yeah. So it's actually our first Instagram post. So if people scroll that far back, they'll find it.
Really?
But yeah, That was the first thing he balanced. And a few weeks later, I tried a rose because it was Valentine's Day. And then that's when we realized, wow, he can actually do this all the time.
So what was the funniest thing you put on his head? And then what is it sort of themed based off of like the day, if it's a special holiday or something, or you just kind of find things? Like, what's his ambition for being able to balance on his head?
It started off just random things, and yeah, like we posted on Valentine's Day, and then we sort of realized that if we post around the big holidays like Christmas and Halloween. Oh, Harlso can hear that toy. You can hear it?
Yeah.
You hear it?
Oh, he hears it?
Yeah, he hears it. Yeah, but we realized if we post around those dates, the content is more relatable because people are celebrating and they'll share it.
Right.
And that's sort of how his following began to grow.
Yeah. And I guess what's like the inspiration is sort of just to like make people's mood better and like have a laugh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a like smile. Like we get so many comments from people who are saying, you know, they've been having a tough day and then they've come across Harlso's post and it's made them laugh, and that just brightens our day to see that people are enjoying his photos and his videos.
Right.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just trying to bring a bit of light humor and a bit of fun.
Nice. So
what about your page?
What was that?
I'm curious to ask about your page, about how it started.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I was just going to ask, so the background of my project is that I started photographing dogs in New York 6 years ago. And since then, I've traveled all around the world and photographed about 40,000 dogs since then, which is a bit crazy. But I was going to say that I've been to Ireland once to photograph dogs, and I was in Dublin, and then I'm blanking on the name. What's if you drive all the way across westward, there's like a big town over there.
Galway, maybe?
Yeah, we were in Gaul, on the cliffs of Moher. We were there also. Outside. And but it was great. Although I felt like in Dublin there weren't as many dogs. There weren't as many dogs walking around. Like, what's the dog ownership like in Dublin? Like, are people walking around with them? Are they mostly in yards? Or yeah, I
think Dublin's quite a busy city.
Yeah.
I think like housing in Dublin can be quite tight, so it's probably not the best place. Like if you're in the city to be like owning a dog, you know, you're probably like people that own dogs have like smaller dogs.
Right.
But yeah, I'd imagine in Galway you've probably seen a lot more dogs being out in the countryside, and yeah, such a beautiful location too.
Right. It was beautiful there. We met up with a shepherd and with border collies, and we did a whole series on what they do. You know, the amount of commands that these dogs have is amazing. But but dachshunds were bred for badger catching, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Although I don't think Harlso is quite balanced. What's yeah, not balanced stuff on the head. Yeah. I don't think Harlso quite has the hunting gene. Though right. He's really timid and laid back. You know, he just likes chilling. Although he hears this toy, he's like, "Where is that coming from? Where's the noise coming from?"
He's inspired by the.
What?
Oh yeah. That's awesome. So is he your first dog?
Yeah. I think I know what he wants. Oh,
what does he want? Bear
with me 1 second. He wants water.
Yeah.
I've run out. So give me 1 second. I'll be back. Oh, I have to carry him off the sofa with me.
Sure. We'll have a brief intermission.
A
halftime show. Play with a hedgehog. This is a short message from our sponsors. Brought to you by hedgehogs. We squeak, you bite. Or the other way around. You bite, we squeak. Elsa loves hedgehogs. Oh yeah. If you grab the camera, let's see if we can get a close up of Harlso drinking water.
Oh, is he finished? Are you finished?
Oh, there's Harlso. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. See, this is it's like they're having a dog play date from anywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Right?
You enjoying yourself, Harlso?
Where did he get the name Harlso? That's a cool name.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So his name is Harley.
Yeah.
Well, and everyone gets a nickname here.
Sorry.
So his nickname is Harlso. So yeah, his name is Harley, and that's what he responds to. But he does respond to Harlso now, just because he's been getting called it for so long.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where it comes from. Yeah, it's just a nickname. And whenever we started the account, we noticed that there were so many Harley the Dachshunds or Harley the Retrievers that we thought, why not try with something different that can be ours? And there's no one else called Harlso like anywhere. I haven't come across another one yet.
So it was inspired by Harley, and it's like a version of that. I like it.
Yeah, I suppose it's become like a bit of like a stage name.
Yeah, it's his stage name, exactly. His screen name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He really thinks I'm tasty tonight. He keeps licking me for some reason. He's been doing this all day.
Really?
I don't know if I'm using like a different soap. How long have you had Elsa for, then? She's only like there about a week or so. Is that right?
Yes, I've had her for about a week. We're in week 2, and we're sort of just getting to know her. I've never I grew up with like labs, and she's a husky, so she's got a higher, her stats are a little different. She's got more desire to run, a little bit more like independent minded. I already earlier this week I had to chase her because she slipped out of the door while someone was opening it and bolted, and it was just like a chase, and I chased after her for about 15-20 minutes running, and I was exasperated and she was exasperated. But the trick, what I shouldn't have done was chase her. Apparently you're supposed to run the other way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like track them a little bit, but if they think it's a game if you chase them. So now I know that we're doing our best to secure the all the exits, but
don't try to chase a husky.
Yeah, exactly. Or a dog that's running from you. You kind of want to play a little bit, make it seem like it's a game that they're chasing you now. But yeah, I did catch a husky. I'm going to add that to my resume.
I suppose you've been asked this a lot, but like, what's your favorite breed to shoot?
Yeah, well, I love shooting many breeds. It really has to do with how responsive the dog is to my tactics. So if a dog is a lot of like working breeds are very good at like sitting and looking and being obedient, right?
Yes.
Whereas like a Shiba Inu is less responsive to that. And just the types of dogs. Some of them are a little bit more obedient, you could say. Whereas like a bulldog is going to be very food motivated so I like photographing dogs that will sit and give you that sort of strong eye contact. And honestly, I've taken a bunch of photos of Elsa, and she's not very food motivated. It's hard to get her to sit still. Now she's still. But whereas like some golden retrievers or something, you tell them to sit, and they'll just sit there, and then you can get your angle. I haven't been able to direct Elsa like that quite yet.
She'll get there.
And dachshunds, you got to get super low, right?
Yeah.
You got to get on their level. So that's always a fun challenge because you got to shoot the dog from below is one of my strategies also. Because
yeah, like I've definitely been taking photos of Harlso lying on my belly.
Yeah, exactly. And I wear knee pads under my pants a lot of the times when I'm shooting, so I can get
right
down on
down.
the floor. Yeah. Although now cameras have the tilt out screen, so you can like pop the screen out and hold the camera a little lower. So I've been using that a lot more.
Okay. Like you say you've shot like 40,000 dogs.
Yeah.
Like how much, like I suppose you can't get out to shoot as much like with the current climate.
Right.
Do you have like a backup then of like so many photos that you haven't shown before then that you're able to use now?
Yeah, well, I had a little bit of backlog of images that I hadn't posted yet, but basically since all the stay-at-home orders, I have not been out shooting because first of all, most people are not out, walking around, and if they are walking their dogs, then approaching them is sort of a little bit, it's not the right protocol.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
not the right time.
Exactly. So what we've been doing is like throwbacks. So I've been going through my archive and picking ones that I thought were stand out or sort of fun ones and sharing those again. And then we've been doing a little bit of audience submission for the first time, which is and focusing on healthcare workers with dogs.
Yeah, just bringing some attention to the work that those guys are doing.
Yeah, and so we've been looking for great images, and then I'll get on the phone with them and have a little get a little story and have a conversation, sort of like what we're doing now, and then write it up into a Dogist post, and it's been really cool getting out of our routine. I've been doing this for 6 years, and it's been very, very consistent. I photograph dogs in New York, and I travel a little bit. But this is sort of, and the fact that we're like doing lives right now is kind of a fun new avenue to explore anyway.
I think that's the great part about like having social media and having a bit of a following. You can connect with people at this time and like reach out and like we've made a ton of friends through Harley's social media page.
Right.
And yeah, like it just brings a bit of light relief and helps fill some time.
Yep. And we decided that I've always wanted to foster dogs, but I'm constantly distracted by other dogs because that's what I do all day. But we were very lucky that when we were like, well, I'm out of the city. I'm in Massachusetts right now, and I was like, well, now's the perfect time to foster a dog. And we were lucky that we got Elsa to come here. Oh.
She's definitely keeping you busy.
She is. She's very busy with the bone. And we're realizing how bad dog trainers we are. Because, well, for one, she's a little stubborn, as the breed is, but she's very smart. Yeah. So she's getting sit and down, but she has found a room in the house that she likes to eliminate in. Her litter box. Okay. So I've been trying to, like, if she goes downstairs, I'm sort of like running after her and being like, Elsa, are you gonna take a crap? So I've been learning all about the stain removers and all those things. But she's very sweet. I mean, look at her.
Oh, sweetie toy. I think he wants down onto the floor, so we'll come down with him.
Yeah. Wait, so
I was curious, is it possible to see a little demonstration of how you would start to balance something on his head, or is it kind of have to be in a, like,
Yeah,
what's the
like
process? Like,
like Harlso is pretty chilled out, and he can go from like full speed to sitting and balancing, which is pretty impressive. But we haven't been like balancing. We haven't been balancing since January because he had an operation in
oh,
January on his
really?
back. Yeah,
Okay.
and like he can do like I've got like little light toys here
Yeah.
that are grand. Like he never does balance anything heavy
Yeah.
or
Sort of
dangerous. But
light thing.
yeah, it has to be light and but yeah, like he can't do it. Like I'll show you. Okay. But we made the decision that we weren't going to be like doing like more balancing and posting on
Right.
social media until he's 100%. But he's almost there.
Yeah.
He's about 90% right now. And this is just
Really?
like a little dog toy.
Yeah.
And set it
Look
on
at
his head.
Show. Oh, there it is. And just like that. Wow, he's a pro.
So that's pretty much
Wow,
that's pretty
everyone,
much it.
round of applause for Harlo's balancing act.
Oh, okay. Sit. Good boy.
Oh yeah.
Good boy. Good boy. Mwah. Good boy. Oh, he likes a bit of praise afterwards. He likes being told he's good. He likes getting a treat. And often he gets new toys. Like, dachshunds are quite destructive with their toys, so
They
they never
are?
last too long.
Yeah. What's his fit? Does he like the squeakers? Yeah.
Yeah, he likes anything with a squeak. Yeah, he quite likes like those puzzle games. Like
Right.
you put the treats in them and it like keeps them busy. He quite likes those games too. I think it's like that instinct to
Yeah.
like get things that are buried or he's he's for only knowing one trick. He's still quite a smart little dog.
Really. And so, how are you guys passing the time? Are you guys doing puzzles too? What are you
Yeah,
board
well,
games? Like, what's the vibe like in Ireland?
yeah, Monopoly did come out a couple of nights ago for the first
Nice.
time. um, but yeah, we're quite lucky in that we can still work from home. So we've been working a lot from home, and then at night time we've been doing some of these like lives with some of our favorite accounts,
Yeah.
and just trying to provide a bit of entertainment like you're doing, and yeah, just making sure Harzo gets out for his walks, and yeah, just focusing on his recovery. Really, it's been great to spend more time with him at home,
Yeah.
especially after he had his surgery. So there's been a positive in being like locked down, if that makes sense for
Right.
him.
And are
Uh,
people are more like farther apart in their neighborhood, or is it kind of a city?
yeah, well, we live just on the edge of the city,
Okay.
and here in Northern Ireland, we seem to be. I'm not sure lucky's the word, but we don't seem to have the same like number of cases that other cities are having. Um, but people are really like taking seriously the like social distancing measures and giving each other space and yeah, only going out for essentials. And I think that's probably helping. Plus, we're an island, so it's there's no travel coming in and out of here at the minute.
Right.
So I think those things are like big factors in us maybe not having the same level that like the likes of New York and stuff has.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just getting used to the Instagram live angles to how to include me and the dog. You're a pro. You got the whole setup. I'm just figuring it out because it's like people want to see the dogs. I mean, I know I would, but you got to sort of make it about both of you, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. One of our lives was a big deal because all anybody seen was like my forehead.
Right.
So since then I've been trying to make sure that everyone can see the little guy because he's the star at the end of the day.
Right. So, and what kind of features do you use? I've seen people like pin things and do questions. And you can only add one other person, right?
Yeah, it seems to be that way. Like, it would be great if Instagram moved towards allowing multiple people in. I think there'd be a huge benefit in that.
Right, like a Zoom vibe.
Yeah, but we've just been sort of having like one guest in like each night and trying to make it a bit fun and interesting. And
Right.
yeah, it's went okay. It's been a learning curve.
She loves it. Nice.
Elsa's having fun.
I know, right? She's having a little afternoon chew down, little gnaw. Let's see if there's any questions. Go on, yeah.
I was wondering, like, whenever you're fostering, like, I've never fostered a dog, but like, is it just until that there's an appropriate like owner found then, or is there like a time period? Like, what way does that work, and what sort of process did you have to go through to foster?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, if you're fostering, you're sort of open to the idea of keeping the dog. And then if it's not right for you, then you kind of hope that someone nearby or someone you know, some of the family would take the dog. And then, you know, that's what the foster network, they're called Sandy Paws. They're in autism, behavioral issues, or they're just, you know, need a more experienced owner.
Yeah.
So that's where it becomes more of a bigger effort. Yeah, more of a challenge. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining us. I'm glad I got to see Harlso do his thing. I feel very special that we got to see him in action. I know
it's not often he does it live.
You probably. Oh.
Good girl.
Oh, look at that.
You got your little piece of something. She likes it. Yeah. But
she's got beautiful eyes that you just fall
right?
into, those big blue
you.
eyes.
The dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know it's late there, and Elsa's probably we're probably gonna take her for a walk. All right. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great. Well, look, thanks for having us on. It's been nice to meet you guys, and all the best with Elsa.
Yeah, and I hope once we're all able to travel again, then maybe we can, when I'm in Ireland next, we can connect, and I'll get to meet the famous Harlso.
Of course.
All right?
Of course. Anytime. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Well,
catch you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Bye, Elsa. Bye. Say bye, Harlso. Say bye.
Bye. Bye.